Yeah, it is really interesting. So you chum the water on X. I'm going to call it Twitter. On Twitter the other day with you said, I think Auburn may throw for more yards than Alabama, which is one of those, like, you read it and I'm like, oh, Peter's trolling so bad. And then I think about it, I'm like, wait a second. No, actually, the real Alabama fans are going to be like, thank you, Peter, for recognizing that we're going to run the damn ball this year.
It's crazy because I said it out loud on the show, and I'm like, I say a lot of crazy shit. Sorry. I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse or not.
It's fine.
Just work it out, right?
We're good.
And I'm like, do I really believe that, right? And all joking aside, I started going through it, and I'm like, am I crazy? And I think that's how I put the text, the tweet out, or the X out, the post. And I said, am I crazy to think that Auburn will have more passing yards? And I'm like, you go and say Peyton Thorne's going to be the guy, mostly because you already have a dual threat in Robbie Ashford, but didn't pass the ball well. Hughes had success throwing the ball. There was also a fantasy footballism to it, to the fact of I think Auburn's going to be down in a bunch of games, so they're going to have to throw the ball a whole heck of a lot. And on the flip side of it, if we still don't know that anyone's proven it to Nick Saban that they're the signal caller there, and Tommy Rees is probably going to be more conservative, and how good is the offensive line, Alabama's going to probably run the hell out of the ball. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. And I would say this, you're damn right that educated Alabama fans were like, you're right. Like, ideally, I hope we run the damn ball, Paul, because
they're like, this is what we've been praying for, Peter Burns.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
and then I got the the Feinbaum callers, traditionals that are like, wow, you hate Alabama, and just you're such an LSU guy. And I was like, no, this is like a compliment. Like, there was nothing worse, Staples, than when Alabama wanted to run the ball on LSU in some of these great rivalry games. You knew you couldn't stop them. You were you were done. The game was over. And I vividly remember sitting next to my wife in Baton Rouge this year, or last season. And there were 3 different drives where all Alabama has to do is get 1 or 2 first downs, and it's basically a done deal. And they couldn't get it done. And I was like, oh, this is like when Ivan Drago starts bleeding, and you're thinking Rocky might actually have a shot. So it scares me that they're going to get back to that style of football, because I think they're pissed off.
Well, and that's what everybody makes fun of me, because I keep pointing out that Nick Saban seems generally happy right now. And I find that to be dangerous for the rest of the league. But I feel like he knows something we don't.
Yeah, I think maybe part of that, I mean, part of it is maybe a new outlook on life, or maybe he bought the house in Jupiter and he goes, hey, this is my last
everybody brings up the $15 million beach house.
Yeah, like I got the Ferrari dealership. We're traveling to Europe now. Like, this is going to be my new life. I'm just going to enjoy and smell the roses while I'm here, right? That's the conspiracy theory. But I think the more telling thing to me was when we talked to J.C. Latham, the offensive lineman at Alabama at Media Days, and he was in our face like, we're pissed off. We're going to win the Joe Moore Award. And I had never heard an Alabama player talk like that. Like, in the decade that I've been here at the SEC Network, it was always, we don't talk about anybody else. We don't give a highlight. We don't give a soundbite, whatever. And I'm like, Saban particularly picked this guy, and they knew exactly what this guy was going to say. There's always a plan at Alabama. And the fact that they were so far in everybody's face, like, this is what we're going to do, made me think it made me rethink that LSU winning the West in my original pick, because I was like, oh, they know something that I don't think everybody else knows right now.
Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples on 3. And oh, by the way, watch all the other great videos on the On3 Sports YouTube channel.